Yesterday we had a video with you where we covered the fact that Disney seems crowded, but that crowd level may be a little bit of a mirage created by these crazy systems where Disney has allowed Genie Plus to overtake standby lines, and where there are so few attractions, well, it just creates all kinds of negative feedback loops, and now folks are standing either in line or in the parks with nothing to do. That's no good. Today we're talking about other theme parks. Some have been regional in the past, some were legitimate competitors, but all now seem to be overtaking Disney, especially if you look at polling of customers. We're now talking about Universal Studios dominating over Disney in terms of favorability, and we're talking about Dollywood, the once regional park, now being the highest rated park in North America, all at Disney's expense. We'll explain it all. We'll tell you how the landscape of theme parks is changing right now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Welcome back. That's the sort of phrase that you'll never hear at Disney World any longer because they removed all gendered language. That said, the other theme parks seem intent on making money, and they don't have time for that sort of nonsensical policy. So that's why you're seeing parks like Dollywood explode in popularity, even Silver City over in Missouri doing well. Universal Studios doing great, opening parks all over the world. It seems like, it feels like, and well, I would say and suggest that it is like, all of the competitors of Disney, they see the opening and they are going in full force. I mean, I can't even count the number of theme parks that we have confirmed over the past few weeks that Universal Studios is preparing to open. When we started talking about Universal Studios expansions, we were only talking about Universal Europe. That's been confirmed and more, far, far more. There may be 2 Universal resorts coming to Europe now. All of it, of course, being backed by the money Disney is spending to buy Hulu. Wow, what a thing, what a thing. Everything has gone topsy-turvy in the world of theme parks. I want to bring in a panel now. Let's talk about what's happening and why your next vacation may not be to a Disney park. It may be to a number of other theme parks, which are, well, rapidly overtaking Disney.
1989, and I go back to this figure so much. You could get a family of 6 into Epcot for under $200.
Yep.
And if there was a Fast Pass, it was free. I think Fast Pass was actually introduced later, but there was no Fast Pass, so everyone
Fast Pass 94, maybe.
I don't know. If it existed, it was free at the time. Is the point that I'm trying to make here? That is about $400 in today money. Probably a little less because I did these figures 3 months ago. So who knows what's been done to them since then. And now to get a similar experience, you're getting closer to $1,000 or more, closer to $1,500 actually. It is an unbelievable increase in price, and for that you get on your phone and you have to aggressively try to figure out what the next thing that you're going to do. And you have to
far less.
And you have to do mobile ordering. You can't just show up and say, "Hey, I want a burger and fries." You got to say, "Okay, I need to go down to this. I need to pick my restaurant. I need to." And it is a stressful experience. And it is, I got to say, as a grown-up and a parent, it is punishing to the person in your party who has to go through and do all of this stuff. I know that navigating crowds can be a stressful experience, but Disney is their own worst enemy when it comes to all of this stuff.
Jonas, what was your favorite theme park of 2023?
Dollywood.
but that goes to show. That goes to show that in the absence of what Disney used to be, other companies, other theme parks are going to fill that in. And places like Dollywood that continually win awards now as the number 1 theme park in the country.
Yes. Good food.
Do what Disney did.
Great rides and naturally beautiful, like a theme park on the side of a mountain. And you know what? I realized that dollar for dollar, it's a better value. It's not the quote unquote premium experience, but everybody had a ton of fun. And they've got like 60 attractions in this little tiny park here.
60 attractions versus 10 and 12 in the Disney theme parks. That's what you just have to say these things over and over because it boggles the mind when you actually hear the comparison. You go, 60 attractions, maybe a third of the price, 10 attractions, 60 attractions, 10 attractions. Okay, I see how this theme park is winning awards now.
Well, consider this. The original Disneyland, and Vash knows this very well, had or still has 65 attractions in it, just in that little tiny, that tiny little acreage there. And in fact, that park itself has more attractions than the entirety of Disney World.
I saw a thing the other day where they have the boats now that run through the the river around Animal Kingdom. And I saw an Imagineer who was commenting that, when the park first opened, there was a ride. You got on this ride and you went around Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
And that's gone. And why is that gone? Because it took a tiny amount of money to run that they don't have to do it. But every time you strike that out, you strike the magic out. Because there's one less thing that was there that gave people, something to make memories with.
But it's bigger than that, Pro. And this is a thing that most people don't understand about theme park design. And I know that's not the purpose of the show. But
I love the topic, and you could convince me otherwise.
One of the things in theme park design is you want multi levels of kinetics, and Vash can speak about this too, and so can Josh Harris and many other people that we hang out with. But you need multiple levels of things happening in your eye line. It is that gives you the vibrance, that's the illusion of experience there. That's
why the Fountain of Nations mattered so much, and why striking it out and replacing it with Los Angeles urban planning parks is stupidity at its finest.
Yes, you said it all. And again, that moment of grandeur when that fountain used to kick off was one of those kinetic elements. It's why you see old-fashioned spinners like Dumbo and things like that in parks. It's why you have kiddie coasters in your eye line that are maybe not hidden away behind an attraction building. A lot of these elements are giving you lots of things to look at, a lot of input. It's the thing that generates that 1,000-yard stare you get at day 3 at Disney World, right? Because you just have been bombarded with input, overstimulated, whatever you want to call it. And Disney doesn't do that anymore. It's infuriating to me because I'm like, you guys, look, maybe this costs you, as you mentioned, Pro, not that much money to operate the attraction, but it costs you more in show. Show is the most important thing in a theme park. It separates it from an amusement park. And as Jonas pointed out, he went to Dollywood and experienced something just absolutely glorious.
Yeah, and Dollywood has a lot of entertainment as well. Rogue Attraction actually mentioned in the chat that to augment a plethora of ride experiences with entertainment experiences also places less emphasis on those attractions, spread people out, really kind of rounds out people's day. But when you put emphasis on attractions, now you have people, going about doing these kind of calculations. And Pro, you asked about, if you factored in Genie Plus for a family of 4 on that day. So you go from $640 for that day to now $800. And on a 16-hour day divided by, you're talking about $50 an hour just to be in there. But an increase in $10, if you can actually get more out of your day by maybe getting in more attractions, a lot of people are going to make that calculation because they've spent so much to get there and go, that's one worth taking. Or they're just going to say, you know what, I'm out. And that's why we're seeing explosion, not just of these regional parks like Dollywood, but also too of like national parks and stuff like that, for example.
Well, I would argue now that Dollywood has become a national park because of Disney vacating that space. Because I think now people are saying, I'll go to Gatlinburg,
I don't think that's
Tennessee.
the national park that he was talking about. I think he was talking about
national parks as in going to enjoy RVs, and
as in more than a regional park. I agree with both of you, even though you were saying different things.
One last thing about kinetics and in theme park enjoyment. Do you know what the most important thing in setting memories is?
Fun.
Well, no, smell.
Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, I didn't know if you were going with family or okay. I got you. Yes.
No. So when you walk around, or when you used to walk around, or still in Disneyland, the reason they created scents when you're walking by the bakery or the candy shop or any of these things, the reason they pump scents into attractions, right? And the reason why you associate Pirates of the Caribbean with a particular smell, right? It's how they treat the water. That links that memory in you. It cements that memory in you. So if you can produce smells, if you have sight, sounds, all of these interrelated things, it generates memories. And if it's a happy experience, that'll stick with you forever. And then it becomes generational, which is a conversation we seem to have all the time. Creating generational fans is the most important thing because it keeps your brand vibrant. Yeah, it's bromine. Exactly. Yeah. And so, but they use that in multiple attractions, but that's in your brain for Pirates, and it's just there forever.
Yeah, that's why
Speaking of
sell
which,
bromine candles. That's the funniest thing.
Speaking of which, one day I need to tell you all the story about when there was the leak of the fire smell from inside Spaceship Earth, the smell that takes place when Rome is burning.
Oh, I remember. Oh, yeah.
It was a smelly time outside of Spaceship Earth when that happened. Anyway,
That's amazing.
All right, folks. We've ridden the rides. We've had a good time. Hope you did too. Consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and click it. Stick it to the algorithms, the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts and tell us about some of these theme parks. Have you visited them lately, and how do you think they compare? Are they worth your time over the Walt Disney World Resort and Disneyland? Folks, also, as a final note, I would say too, that if you're looking for a Disney park that still reminds you of what Disney once was, Tokyo Disneyland. That's where you need to go if you want to experience what Disney once was. It's run by a different company, the Oriental Land Company, and they do a very good job of remembering and honoring the legacy of Walt. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.